Hi, Kate here from the Safeguarding Academy and welcome to this week's 5-minute masterclass. In this week I am going to talk about the prevent duty and specifically around who needs to know about the prevent duty. So the prevent duty, as we've looked at previously, is that duty which places a responsibility on professionals to report or refer incidents or concerns they have about a young person becoming radicalised into a political affiliation or religious affiliation, which would then lead them to acts of terrorism or potential acts of terrorism. So within the Counter-Terrorism Act, and that sets out the duty, within the Working Together to Safeguard Children and within the Keeping Children Safe in Education 2016, there is also information around who needs to know about the prevent duty. In short, the people who need to know about the prevent duty are those who are working with children and young people. So that includes all of those within education. There is a requirement within the early years foundation stage that the EYFS teachers and nursery staff are aware of prevent and they understand how that works. That duty then moves through to primary schools to be aware of prevent. Secondary schools have a duty to understand prevent and to follow that duty. The duty changes slightly when you move into further education, and again it changes slightly when you're looking at higher education. And the reason for that is predominantly because at the upper age ranges, so the 16 plus, the risk becomes greater. And the young people of that age range are often looking for their own identity. They are often considering where they sit within the greater society. And if they're feeling disaffected, they're feeling like their voice isn't being heard, then the risk to them of being radicalised into a particular affiliation increases. And so the duty therefore changes slightly from a further education establishment to a higher education establishment. But essentially, the purpose is still the same. Also, those who are working with young people in an outreach setting need to be aware of prevent. It's something you have to take account of, something you have to be well up on, something that you need to understand and know how to deal with it. I talk a lot about pieces of jigsaws and where your place is within the great bigger picture safeguarding jigsaw, and prevent forms part of that jigsaw puzzle. So all of those working with children and young people to some extent have to be aware of prevent and have to be aware of how that responsibility to protect young people from radicalisation applies to them. We'll look more at this in next week's masterclass. If you want a more in-depth look at the prevent duty, then have a look at the online course that you can find at thesafeguardingacademy.com, which will take you through a deeper view of prevent and how it applies. Until next week, thank you very much.